Every single second, more than 100,000 people around the world are searching online for lustful content. 100,000, right now, in the exact second you're watching this video. Think about it. That's more than the entire population of a small city. And all of these people are doing the same thing, something that feels harmless, but in reality, it's slowly killing them from the inside. So here's the question. Can something that promises pleasure actually be destroying your brain, your mind, your relationships, and even your body? The answer is yes. And today, you're going to find out how lust is silently killing millions of people without them even noticing. Lust is the promise of instant pleasure. It flashes like a spark, a quick hit of excitement, a rush of hormones. It feels natural, almost built into us, and in some ways, it is. Attraction is a part of human nature, but the danger begins when that spark becomes your main source of pleasure. When a person turns to lust not just for intimacy, but to escape stress, to kill boredom, or to avoid reality itself. Why does it feel safe? Because the reward is instant. Because society often normalizes it, even encourages it. And because the damage doesn't show up immediately. That's what makes it so dangerous. Poison that acts slowly never feels deadly in the beginning. The first victim of lust is your brain. Dopamine isn't just the pleasure chemical, it's your motivation fuel. It's what drives you to work, to learn, to create, to chase goals. Healthy dopamine spikes from exercise, achievements, or real relationships push you forward in life. But lust works differently. It hijacks your brain with unnaturally fast, intense dopamine spikes. Your brain quickly learns this is the easiest way to feel good. And everything else, your career, your hobbies, even your friends, begin to look dull and boring in comparison. Imagine staring at a blinding flashlight in the dark. At first, it feels overwhelming, but the longer you look, the more your eyes adapt, and soon, you need something even brighter. That's exactly how lust works. The more you consume, the more your brain craves, louder, stronger, darker. This is what scientists call tolerance. You need more time, more extreme content, more stimulation to feel the same rush. And eventually, nothing else excites you. Life feels gray. Work feels empty. Even real intimacy loses its spark. When the brain gets hijacked, the mind follows. Lust doesn't just rewire your dopamine system, it rewires the way you feel about yourself and about life. At first, it feels like a stress reliever. You're tired? You escape. You're anxious? You escape. You're bored? Again, you escape. But over time, you start to notice something terrifying. The more you use lust as an escape, the more stressed, anxious, and empty you actually feel. Why? Because your brain is no longer designed to deal with real life. Normal problems feel unbearable. Normal emotions feel too heavy. Normal joys feel too weak. It's like installing a virus on a computer. At first, everything runs fine, but slowly, the system becomes slower, weaker, glitchier, until one day, it crashes. Studies have shown that people trapped in constant lust often report higher levels of anxiety, depression, and even social withdrawal. Why? Because when the brain depends on artificial highs, it struggles to handle normal reality. You get used to extreme stimulation on a screen. But when you go out into the real world, conversations feel dull, interactions feel awkward, relationships feel scary. The result? You retreat even more into lust because it feels easier, safer, and faster. But every escape makes you more disconnected from the real world, more anxious, more lonely, more depressed. Let me tell you a short story. Imagine a guy named Alex. In college, he was energetic, curious, full of ambition. But slowly, he started using lustful content as a way to cope with stress. One video turned into a habit turned into a routine. By the time he graduated, Alex felt drained. His motivation was gone, his grades had slipped, and when he tried dating, he couldn't connect emotionally. Real relationships felt awkward, demanding, and disappointing compared to the fantasies in his head. He didn't realize it at first, but lust was stealing his future one day at a time. His story isn't unique. It's happening to millions of people right now. Most people tell themselves, I can stop anytime. But can they? If you've ever tried to break a habit like this, you know how quickly the mind invents excuses. Just one more time. I'm stressed today. I deserve it. I'll stop tomorrow. This is not freedom. This is slavery, but slavery that wears the mask of choice. And then comes the collapse of relationships. Lust trains your brain to expect a perfect fantasy. Images, bodies, and scenarios that don't exist in reality. Real relationships feel slow, complicated, imperfect. Real partners don't look like those images on the screen. Real intimacy takes patience, effort, and vulnerability. But a brain addicted to lust doesn't want effort. It wants instant, flawless stimulation. This creates two dangerous outcomes. First, people lose interest in their real partners because they don't measure up to the fantasy. Second, people stop seeking relationships altogether because the screen feels safer and easier. And step by step, the person becomes isolated, disconnected, unable to form genuine bonds. Lust doesn't just kill relationships, it kills love itself. But the destruction doesn't stop there. Lust slowly destroys the body too. Constant artificial stimulation throws your hormones out of balance. Testosterone drops, energy levels collapse, focus disappears. Sleep gets worse. The body feels drained, weak, unmotivated. Over time, even the physical systems tied to intimacy can break down. It's ironic. The very thing that promised pleasure eventually takes away your ability to feel real pleasure at all. So how do we make sense of all this? Think of lust as sweet poison. Imagine a glass of water, clear and fresh. Now imagine dropping a single drop of poison inside. You drink it, and nothing happens immediately. You drink it again tomorrow, and again, nothing feels wrong. But day after day, the poison builds up until one day your body collapses. That's what lust does. Sweet on the tongue, deadly in the blood. Some people might laugh and say, come on, it's harmless fun. But tell me, is it harmless when your brain can't focus anymore? Is it harmless when you feel empty after every high? Is it harmless when your relationships crumble and your body weakens? The truth is simple. Lust is not just harmless entertainment. Lust is a silent killer. But here's the good news. Killers can be stopped. Chains can be broken. You don't have to live enslaved to this cycle. Every great change in life begins with awareness, and you already took that first step by watching this far. The next step is choosing. Do you want to live a life of quick highs and deep emptiness, or a life of true strength, focus, and love? Remember this: lust promises pleasure, but steals life. Real strength is in saying no to what weakens you, and yes to what makes you truly alive. You are stronger than your urges. You are more than your cravings. And the day you choose freedom, you'll realize that life has always had more to offer than lust ever could. So don't waste your years on something that leaves you emptier each time. Use your energy, your focus, your drive on things that build you, not destroy you. Build your body, build your mind, build your relationships. Lust kills, but you were born to live.